In this video, we'll be taking a look at 3 NHL games happening on April 20th, 2022. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets. As we provide these videos on a daily basis, I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 3 NHL games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start. If you would like to gain access to our best exclusive betting picks to take your sports betting journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer anywhere from 2 betting picks a day up to 10 betting picks a day and much more. Now let's get started. Chicago Blackhawks versus Arizona Coyotes. The Chicago Blackhawks face the Arizona Coyotes, with both teams hoping to salvage difficult seasons in the final few games. The Blackhawks have a 25-40-11 record and have only won one of their last 10 games, while the Coyotes have a 22-49-5 record and have lost their last 7 games in a row. Both teams are hoping to end losing skids and, more importantly, carry momentum into next season with a few wins. The Blackhawks are 0-4 in their last 4 road games and 16-36 in their last 52 overall. The Coyotes are 16-36 in their last 52 home games and 22-54 in their last 76 overall. The over is 19-7-1 in Blackhawks' last 27 overall. The over is 5-0-1 in Coyotes' last 6 overall. The Blackhawks are 2-5 in the last 7 meetings. This is going to be a great game between two teams eager to snap out of slumps and finish the season strong. The Blackhawks look to win the upcoming game on the road, but the Coyotes look to snap out of a 7-game losing streak and find favorable matchups on both ends of the ice. The Coyotes should pile on the goals against a Blackhawks defense that is allowing 3.57 goals per game, with Nick Schmaltz, Nick Ritchie, and the rest of the forward unit establishing a strong offensive zone presence and creating open shots with great puck movement. The Coyotes should also limit the Blackhawks offense, with Shane Gostisbehere, Dyson Mayo, and the rest of the defensive unit creating turnovers at the blue line and limiting the Blackhawks from establishing a strong offensive zone presence, while Karel Vejmelka steps up in the net and makes plenty of big saves. So the Arizona Coyotes to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. In Chicago's 76 games, the over has hit in over half of their games, going 39-32-5. So far, taking the over when the Blackhawks are playing away from home has been a good bet, with an over-under record of 20-14-3. On the season, 61% of Chicago's games have gone for at least 6 goals or more, with 43% of the scoring coming from the Blackhawks. In Arizona's 76 games, the over has hit in over half of their games, going 36-35-5. So far, taking the over when the Coyotes are playing at home has been a good bet, with an over-under record of 17-17-3. On the season, 57% of Arizona's games have gone for at least 6 goals or more, with 40% of the scoring coming from the Coyotes. The over has cashed in 19 of Chicago's last 27 and in 5 of Arizona's last 6. Arizona is allowing an average of 3.79 goals per game, while the Chicago Blackhawks allow an average of 3.57 goals per game. In addition, the over has cashed in 6 of the last 9 played between the Blackhawks and Coyotes on Arizona's home ice. Even though this matchup features 2 of the worst offensive units in the NHL, each team will benefit from playing defenses struggling to protect the net. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. Washington Capitals versus Vegas Golden Knights. The Washington Capitals face the Vegas Golden Knights, with both teams having great seasons and hoping to wrap up the season strong. The Capitals have a 43-23-10 record and have won 7 of their last 10 games, while the Golden Knights have a 41-31-5 record this season, leaving them just outside the Western Conference playoffs. The Capitals look to improve from their wild card position in the Eastern Conference, while the Golden Knights hope to slide into a wild card spot in the final few games of the season, and the upcoming game should be a great one as a result. Vegas has been hot at home, winning 7 out of the last 10 home games and scoring 5 goals or more in 5 out of the last 7 home games. Jonathan Marchessault leads the Knights with 64 points. He has 1 point or more in 8 out of the last 10 games, and he has 2 goals and 11 assists in his last 10 home games. Marchessault has 1 point or more in 8 out of his last 10 home games. Washington's goaltending has struggled on the road. They have allowed 3 goals or more in 8 out of the last 10 road games. Vegas won the only matchup between these two teams this season. I get the temptation for the plus money with the Capitals coming off of their win over Colorado, but the Capitals are safely in the postseason. It's just about jostling for positioning at this point. Vegas doesn't have that luxury and needs to take advantage of every spot where they can make up ground in the wild card race. I believe that this is a spot where Vegas recognizes the situation and gets the job done on home ice. The Knights are the much more desperate team, as they need to win in order to have a chance of making the playoffs. So the Vegas Golden Knights money line is our full game side pick. Vegas scored 5 goals or more in 5 out of the last 7 home games. Jonathan Marchessault leads the Knights with 64 points. He has 1 point or more in 8 out of the last 10 games, and he has 2 goals and 11 assists in his last 10 home games. Marchessault has 1 point or more in 8 out of his last 10 home games. Washington's goaltending has struggled on the road, allowing 3 goals or more in 8 out of the last 10 road games. The offense has been clicking for the Capitals this season. They scored 3 goals or more in 8 out of the last 10 games, and they rank 8th in goals per game. Alex Ovechkin has 87 points, 48 goals, and 39 assists, and he ranks 4th in the league in goals. Evgeny Kuznetsov has 1 point or more in 8 out of the last 10 games. The Capitals, who have scored 23 goals in their last 4 games, should pile on the goals with Alexander Ovechkin, Tom Wilson, and the rest of the offense is creating open shots with great puck movement in the offensive zone to find open shots from the face-off circles and the slot. The Golden Knights, who average 3.14 goals per game, should run up the score with Jonathan Marchessault, Chandler Stephenson, Jack Eichel, and the rest of the forward unit crashing the net on the rush and establishing a strong offensive zone presence, while Shea Theodore and Alex Pietrangelo pick apart the Capitals' defense from the point. Both teams have been carried by their offenses, and the upcoming game should reflect that, with both forward units stepping up and finding the back of the net throughout the game. Plus, the over has hit in 6 out of the last 10 matchups between these two teams. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. Colorado Avalanche versus Seattle Kraken. The Colorado Avalanche will go on the road and take on the Seattle Kraken at Climate Pledge Arena. Colorado has a record of 55-15-6. Seattle has a record of 25-44-6. These two teams have faced each other twice this season, with Colorado winning both games. Goaltending has been poor for the Kraken. They rank 24th in goals against per game. The Kraken have allowed 3 goals or more in 7 out of the last 10 home games. Colorado has won 4 straight road games, and they have scored 3 goals or more in 6 of the last 10 road games. Mikko Rantanen leads Colorado with 91 points, and he has scored 36 goals, which also leads the team. Nathan MacKinnon has played in 60 games this season, and he has recorded 84 points. He has 2 points or more in 5 of his last 8 games. Cal Makar is 2nd in points, 1st in goals, and 3rd in assists among all defensemen in the league. Colorado won both matchups this season against Seattle, scoring 7 goals in the first matchup and 4 goals in the second matchup. We don't need to keep going over what the Colorado Avalanche have done this season, as they're one of the more balanced teams in the league, and they don't lose often as favorites. The Seattle Kraken have shown signs of life recently, but the defense is still questionable at best. And none of the recent teams they've beaten are in the same zip code as the Avalanche. Beating the Senators, Devils, and Blackhawks moves the needle only so much. So the Colorado Avalanche to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Goaltending has been poor for Seattle. They rank 24th in goals against per game. Philip Grubauer has a poor 3.11 goals against average and .891 save percentage on the year. Seattle has allowed 3 goals or more in 7 out of the last 10 home games. Colorado scored 3 goals or more in 6 of the last 10 road games. Mikko Rantanen leads Colorado with 91 points, and he has scored 36 goals, which also leads the team. Nathan MacKinnon has played in 60 games this season, and he has recorded 84 points. He has 2 points or more in 5 of his last 8 games. Cal Makar is 2nd in points, 1st in goals, and 3rd in assists among all defensemen in the league. Colorado scored 7 goals in the first matchup and 4 goals in the second matchup against Seattle this season. Going over a total this high in a game with the Kraken can certainly cause a double take. However, they have scored 4 goals in each of their last 2 games and even found the back of the net 3 times against the Flames' great goaltending. Even if Seattle can't repeat those performances, Colorado is always capable of lighting up a scoreboard quicker than an Avalanche crashing down a mountain. Prior to the last game, the Avalanche put up 7 against the Hurricanes, the top goaltending team in the NHL. Just a week ago, they scored 9 goals against a very defensive-minded team in the Kings. The last time these teams met also went over this total. Expect Colorado to remember their former goalie's weaknesses and exploit them. The Avalanche are one of the best defensive teams in the league, and they will score plenty on Seattle once again. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.